Well, it's been a rough morning and I don't want to put on makeup, but I need to introduce this video, so here I am. So Mel and I are going to go over 4 of the most common mistakes that artists make with their marketing funnels. A lot of artists do this, like a lot, and then ways to avoid them. And also we talk about approaches to fixing your funnel in general, and then how to handle criticism and advice from people that may or may not be relevant to your art career, which crops up way more than it should. Number 1, they sell too little or they sell too much. Yes. And if you think about marketing funnels like dating, all right, so you're on a first date, you're not going to ask someone to marry you on the first date. That's weird. You're going to repel them. So you don't ask for the sale on the first date. You just don't. But if you don't eventually ask for the sale, then that person's probably going to move on with someone that wants more of what they want and wants to commit to them a little more. So you do have to eventually get to that point. A second mistake that I see a lot of artists making is there's no clear call to action. As I started learning more about when I first started doing website design and landing page design, the highest converting ones, converting meaning people that go there and they want to sign up for the list or they want to add something to the cart, the highest converting ones have like one button, like one thing you need to do. Too many buttons. Hey, go check it out on the blog, go watch the video on this, sign up for this, or get updates on that. It's too much. There's too many calls to action. So mistake number 3 is not having a sense of urgency. So this just goes down to sales. When I was a mortgage loan officer, it was the same shit. You needed to have a sense of urgency. Like, why is this a better deal right now? Like, my manager gave me a discount on this loan package, and if you don't get it now, in the next 15 days, my manager is going to be like, no deal. So your sense of urgency as an artist for your marketing funnel could be something like a bonus download, a template, a guide, a discount, something like that. Something saying, you should buy this now because of X, Y, and Z. Or just X, because you don't want too many reasons.
Keep all the complication for your artwork.
Okay, mistake number 4 that I see a lot of artists making is they're not thinking about scalability. And a good example of this would be using print-on-demand services versus printing your own prints and sitting there doing order fulfillments and printing out shipping labels and sending stuff off and going to UPS like every day. Okay, do the math, right? Okay, if you want to make a certain amount, X amount of money a year, how many prints do you need to sell? And if you do sell that many prints, how long are you gonna spend fulfilling orders and dealing with people who are like, where's my package? That's not really that scalable unless you start hiring someone to do that. A cheaper way to do that is, in a more efficient way, in a more scalable way, is to use print-on-demand services. Mm-hmm. Like I use Printful for my e-commerce site. If you think about the money that you need to make and the amount of sales you need to make, that's no extra work if I do 1 sale versus 1,000 sales. Software has its own problems. I think I'm getting too far down this rabbit hole, to be honest.
You are.
You do need to think about scalable in terms of not just money, but time. Like you need, because time is so valuable. More valuable than money.
Yeah, the thing too is you want more of that time for creating, right? Like the reason why you came into this professional job at the end of the day, right, is because you want to make more art. And all this wording sounds really intimidating, right, because it's based on the vocabulary of marketing or business. But, you know, as an artist, at the end of the day, like, all of those things can be translated in some sort of way to artistry, right? If it's not working out for you at the moment, it's something that you're doing. So you do need to go through a feedback process, a reflection process, figure out what's going on with you. Cameron suggested that you reach out to somebody who's in your demographic, or you reach out to somebody who's successfully doing what you're trying to do. And be like, hey, what's wrong with my funnel?
Getting a fresh perspective on this helps, but it does not help if you're getting a fresh perspective from like your mom who's a nurse. Like your mom doesn't sell art, 1. 2, she's not someone that would buy art, but she's not gonna go online and be like, I really resonate with this artist. Like, so that's not your demographic. So if you solicit advice and perspectives from these people, because of people that you know and people that you think are great people and whatever, but they're not your demographic, you're gonna get a bunch of irrelevant info.
If you go to somebody who's like buying art that's like your art, and you're like, why wouldn't you buy my art? Maybe they'll be like, well, you know, this part of your engagement is kind of weird.
And that's why it's really important too to be around people that are honest with you and that are not afraid to tell you the truth. There's a lot of people too that I know and that everyone knows that will be like, wow, this is so amazing. I don't know why anyone's not buying it.
The point of this video is to understand how to do online marketing for your art.
And eventually you want it to be passive, but in the beginning it's not going to be passive. You're going to be testing stuff out, you're going to be frustrated, why isn't this working? And you just got to stay patient and keep with it and just tweak little things at a time. You try something 10 times, that's not really enough time to get enough data to be able to say this works or this doesn't, but 50 times probably is.
Staying positive is the huge thing.
Dude, but it's so hard because it's like, stay positive and keep testing, but like, at what point do you give up and say, this isn't working, I need to try something different? And there's like no real formula for that. I think the ability to be objective is really, really important to be an online an online business, because
you have to step out of yourself.
You might be doing all the things right, but if your titling and your targeting is not focused around what it can do for other people, then no one's gonna read it. It's not gonna work in the beginning. It's just not. Like, the odds of it working is like insanely impossible. So you just, you know, go through it one step at a time, think about it from a random perspective of a person on the internet, and
you have to
be objective. So that was it. Those are 4 of the most common marketing funnel mistakes that I see artists making. Leave a comment down below if you have any sort of questions, and there's also the marketing funnel template download that you can get in the link in the description.